What is going on, guys? My name is Chaos Pro,
And I'm Chris.
and we are your Marvel Rival podcast hosts. So, today we are going to be covering some pretty awesome topics that kind of got sprung on us. And today's going to be a little bit of a lighter hearted episode just because there's not a whole lot to cover, but we do want to talk about some things so that you guys have an episode for Monday to start your week off. So, Chris, do you want to start us off with the first topic?
Yeah, we got the juicy, fantastic news of the China beta or
Yeah.
alpha. It's kind of their version of what we got to play, except we don't get to play it, which is cool and awesome. And I love
Yeah.
that for them.
I'm excited about it. I guess we don't necessarily know for sure if we will be able to participate on it because it is a
I'm
China server.
I'm
But
pretty
I'm
well,
pretty
I mean, me
yeah.
and Vic were having speaks of flying over to China to play it, but I'm pretty sure from here we're not going to be able to touch that thing.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer, but I do know that like other countries that did, they got an access key. They were able to play when, it was a United States only server. So, we
That's
don't know
true.
we
They
don't know
could
for
open it
sure.
up, but there's just no confirmations at the moment.
Yeah.
We're not really sure what they're gonna do with it.
But with that being said, China will have its own access, and I do believe it is going to be technically a repeat. And do you want to explain exactly what that means, Chris?
Yeah, so they never got to play during our alpha and our beta, so they're kind of just mixing them and giving them access to both the exclusive skins, the Venom and the Scarlet, just so they have a chance to get it.
Right.
Nothing really new, apparently. Just more of like so they catch up with what we got to play, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I know that they've confirmed that there's not going to be any extra FOMO or any extra
Oh
exclusive
yeah,
items. No,
nobody's missing out on anything.
no
So
other than
no
getting to
worries
play the
on.
game.
Yeah, other than get like the best part is getting to play it. But besides that, you're not nobody's missing any skins or anything. We're
And
not missing out.
yeah, I do hope that they do. I mean, I feel like they're. I mean, this is kind of like within the timeline, right? Like, what is it? Like every 2 months or so, they do another access to some degree. I mean, they did one in May, then they did one in July, and then they are doing one kind of what in October. So it's I guess the gap is a little bit spread, but I
Mhm.
do hope. I really hope that they give us an open beta where we are able to just try everything out. Everyone's just able to get on. There's no hassles.
I think even if they do it for just like a week, it'll show like how many people are going to play it.
Yeah. I feel like okay, so like and I'll talk about my YouTube algorithm. Whenever I post content when the game is actually like, active, my numbers go up. But when it comes to like, now where it's not active, right? It's
Mhm.
almost like it's not being picked up. Anything I post is usually it's kind of rough because it's like there's not a lot of traction for it. And now I do feel like there's actually not a lot of people that I feel like know about the game at the moment. Like I've talked to like a lot of my gamer friends like outside of like, like in real life and stuff. Almost no one's heard about it. And I feel like once it gets closer to like the December release, I feel like it's going to blow up.
I completely agree actually. I feel like most people I've talked to, they either have only seen like the trailers and they're like, "Oh, it looks cool," but I just like don't even really know what it is. Or even like how you said with like the video wise, like I feel like there's only a few like either big creators that just stuck with it and kept going with it even after like the alpha and beta ended, or even smaller ones too.
I've literally heard no negative though. There's literally not a
Oh yeah,
single negative
that's
review
what
about it.
okay. That is why it's like, kind of an anomaly to me because everyone is like, it's perfect, nothing's wrong with it, but they like nothing.
I feel like
Like there's so few people who are even like
I
talking about it.
I feel like if there's not something wrong with a game, then it's not gonna blow up. Like it's just like
Is
so there,
the
there has to be
perfect
something
the
wrong.
perfect game, and it just no one plays it.
The strike sand effect, as they say, right? Is when people talk about it, to tell you don't play it, more people play. So no, I
Yeah,
do. I
I do think part of it though is like there's so few big like either streamer YouTubers who have stuck playing it. Because I mean, it's hard because you can't play it.
Yeah. One thing
Like,
actually
that's what
I
makes it really hard.
there's one thing I actually do want to address. Now I come from the Marvel Snap side, right? And um, I, I apparently there's going to be like more Twitch drops around the time of like, you know, during the beta. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if they're doing it intentionally, but like a lot of my Marvel Snap friends like haven't been playing the during the beta accesses because they're stuck. I mean, their numbers do great on Marvel Snap, right? And they want to play Rivals, but it just
Yeah.
they want to stay on the bigger number where their community is growing.
Yeah, because you don't wanna risk swapping for it to,
Yeah,
like, not
but
bomb, but not do as good.
yeah, but the thing is it's funny because like Guest and all of them, like they really want to cover this game. They want to have full access. So like if they can make if they can just make the development like in November, sign me up, dude. I'm like all in.
Yeah. See, that's what makes it so tough though, is it's I there's one good example of somebody who I've seen is the Val guy, Val Starlight.
Uh-huh.
Like, he has consistently been putting things out, but it's all, like, pre-recorded. Because that's what makes it so tough is you can't just keep, you can't stream it because it's not out yet.
People
So
have
you
been
just
doing
kinda have to.
reruns.
Yeah, you do. You'd have to make reruns because you have no new stuff to make with it. It's
Yeah,
hard.
and it's just it's we're so hungry because we want to play more and more and more. Like I'm still craving Captain America, and I spent so much time on the character.
See, I guess that's part of the excitement though, right?
You kn-
Is
you know what's really
but
funny?
it's crazy.
I've been playing Deadlock, and the character Bebop reminds me 100% of the Winter Soldier. When I learned that you pull people in, turn around, and push them away, I've just
Yep,
been doing
yeah.
that with Bebop. I'm like, I'm just playing Winter Soldier right now. This is my fix.
That's your training. That's your training.
Yeah. So, okay. So the next topic is that with this China exclusive, there is a character reveal. Do you wanna say who it is?
Yes, the wonderful Psylocke. Very excited, very awesome.
So yeah, Psylocke is coming to the game. It's official. I do want to talk about some of the possible prediction, like what we think her abilities can be. Now, I'm gonna be honest, as big of a comic book nerd that I am, Psylocke is actually like one of the least like one of the characters I have ever really I've paid very little attention to. I know enough to make conversation. I know things that she's done in the comic books that are like a big deal.
Yeah.
I have just never it's never been a character of my genuine interest. I mean, keep in mind there's like what 200 X-Men, so
Yeah,
like
I mean, there's a lot to choose from and
yeah.
choose
So
from what you like, so makes
per,
sense.
but yeah, so okay, so before we talk about the abilities and what we think she's going to do, why don't we talk about what you think she's inspired by?
100% inspired by the Demon Days series. 1,000,000%. And I think that was actually, I've that is like my favorite thing they've done so far. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah, so it seems like it's so from what I took from it is that there's like we were talking about this ahead of time. There's a comic book artist named Peach Momoko, and um it seems very inspired by the Peach Momoko Demon Day style, where basically, it has a very Japanese esque, kind of theme to it. She kind of looks also like the Overwatch healer, Kiriko.
Yeah, they have that bit of a
A
similar
little similar, but
similar vibe.
for the most part, I'm not necessarily excited for this character, but I know there is a crazy amount of fan base for her.
Yeah,
Um,
you're in a call with one right now.
yes, okay. Uh,
Yeah.
lay it on me, bro. Lay it on me. Are you dropping
I,
Scarlet?
okay. I was just thinking about this and talking to people about this.
Tell me.
They might they might have to be the second choice. When
Really?
somebody bans Scarlet, I might just have to lock in Psylocke.
Okay, so with that being said, what do you think her abilities are going to be? Now, she has I'm going to read a list of these powers, okay? Just because like in general, the powers and it she has telepath, she has telekinesis, she has psychic blade. Uh, Basically, Psylocke can create a psychic blade that can to stun or kill opponents. She has psychic shield. Essentially, she can increase her defenses. She can fly. She can create force fields. She has energy blades, shadow travel, martial arts, and she apparently has bionic eyes. It kind of works like
Okay,
remote cameras.
we gotta focus on that shadow travel right there. I feel like
I
that is like 100% gonna be in her moveset. Like, go in, do something. Because I'm assuming she's melee. She could not be, but I'm assuming she is. Like, you
Yeah,
dash in, do something, little combo, and then bam, just out.
I feel like, dang, it's gonna be crazy because we have another up close melee based character. Like they're really going in on the brawlers.
I like that though.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but I mean,
Oh
realistically, she
yeah,
does
I'm
wield
just
a
assuming
sword.
from, yeah, because I'm just assuming from how she fights in any other like comic show, anything like that. I'm assuming it's melee. She could just randomly have a gun, but no, she's probably just gonna have a sword and be melee.
The way I look at it is like this. With Psylocke, as a character, and keep in mind the moves that we read are her ones that she's had in the comic books. Okay, so like this is not a Marvel Rivals thing, but the way from what we've noticed is and what they've talked about is that they create characters and they look into multiple comic series, not just one storyline, and they just put us or they give us that that character. They literally take a little from here, from there, 1972, 19, 80s, 2004. They'll take an ability, like for instance, Hela. Hela had that crow ability during one of her comic books, but in other series
Mhm.
that's not a thing. Like she just doesn't really utilize those because it's just not needed, right? And
Yeah.
or not crow, but like maybe it was the raven of some sort. But the thing is, it's
Mhm.
like when they combine characters, they do it so that it's a feasible, like, they can create a good customizable version of that character for this game. I think that's great. I have to agree. Shadow travel, like that has to be some kind of
It's
mobility.
no, that's her moveset. That's my
Do you think
prediction.
it's like a Gindy dash? And do you think Necros is gonna play the
Okay,
character?
I think if anything, it's gonna be like, if it's not like a move where you just like teleport out or like like a quick dash out like Panther does, I'm assuming it's gonna be like slight stealth, if that makes sense.
So here's another question, okay? Because she is known for flying.
Okay, don't even get me started.
Do you think she's gonna have a levitate, like kind of like Magneto or like
I think if she like,
Scarlet,
I don't think she'll have a double jump. I think she's probably gonna be able to levitate.
like
Maybe double jump too.
a slow glide?
Yeah, I think if she, I mean,
Is
giving her a
that
double
good?
jump would not be weird.
Is that good for her though?
I think so. I
A
think so.
glide?
Yeah, I think any character with like a glide is usually no downside.
But if she has a glide, like how is that gonna translate with like a sword? That's what I want to know.
Well, I mean, you could say the same thing about Spider-Man, just his how his kit works.
I guess.
It's gonna be pretty similar, I think. If like, because if like, because I'm kind of picturing her kit like, it'd be kind of evil if they made it like this, but like Sombra, like I'm kind of picturing her kit as like, you're stealthy, you go in, you do what you need to do, and then you're out.
I will literally punch my screen if they add a Sombra based style character.
Because I'm these are my two predictions.
I
We
hate
either
Sombra.
get we either get that like a stealthy character, or they're more of like Genji like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they don't need another dive. We have too
I
much.
I mean that's true, but at the same time, I
What if
feel
she
like
like cut
there's gonna
like
be a lot.
what if she kind of like did like a cut the third wall or the fourth wall kind of thing where she just creates like a door open with her blade, kind of like how magic does technically. Like what if she had something like that, right?
I
That
mean,
would be kind
that'd
of
be
cool.
cool. That'd be cool.
Do you think that they'll go more into the martial art aspect of her?
I think there's probably gonna be a mix. Like, and I think they're not gonna. I don't think they have to be afraid of like limiting what they want to do with her kit because there's characters that have like 5 abilities and there's characters that have like 2. So it's like if they want to give her a move set that's more complicated and like not easy, I guess necessarily, they can do that. It just
I
depends if that's how they want to design her.
I think the one thing that we have to address is two things, okay? One, she has to have a passive. Most characters always have some kind of passive. We have to figure out what that might be. And two, um, is she? We actually didn't even bring this up. Do we even know if she's going to be a DPS or is she going to be a healer? Is she going to be a
I'm
tank? Imagine
okay.
her as a
Okay.
tank.
I'm no, 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 no. Don't even get me started on tank Psylocke. If that becomes a thing, I'm out.
Should be a
I'm
big
pretty.
old
I'm
thick one.
pretty sure. Pretty sure. Well, I'm assuming DPS.
Yeah, I would
I mean,
assume probably.
she could be a support, but I feel like it'd be doing her dirty. I feel like they just need to make her full DPS.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Um, man, she probably gonna have that psych blade where she can probably stun someone. That just
Mhm.
sounds that
Okay.
sounds like
See,
a Marvel
that's what's
Rivals.
tricky
Um,
tricky about her moveset is even like you just Google Psylocke abilities. All of
right.
her abilities are nasty. Like if they give her any of these,
Yeah.
she is not going to be like well, actually who knows? She could be fun to fight against, but she's definitely going to be fun to play. Like just looking at her moves that she could possibly have,
I
like she's
feel like
definitely going to be a fun character.
they could literally just take like the first two, like psych blade and like psych shield.
Mhm.
Honestly, just like having like yourself like give yourself a psych shield would be kind of cool, right? Like just
Yeah,
as like
cuz cuz
a
cuz
way
I'm
like a
thinking
defense.
like the blades and then the shield and then like the shadow travel, like that could just be it.
That or she can create force fields. I mean, she
Yeah,
could
like or
maybe
use it
create
or
a
shield somebody
wall.
else,
Yeah.
make a wall, yeah, something like that.
Maybe give her is there someone that has a double who has a wall in the game where you shoot through and gives double damage? Does is I can't think of anyone right now.
Oh wait, are you talking
Like a Batiste Matrix.
Oh yeah, Baptiste. Yeah, that's true. I was
Yeah, is
like
there someone in the game that has that right now? I can't. I'm
right
drawing a blank.
now, I don't think so. Not in that way right now at least.
That could be cool.
Or they could do it like a Maywall type of style where it's just you put up a wall, it goes down after a short amount of time, but if you shoot at it enough, it just falls. That'd be cool.
I mean, what about her bionic eyes, man? I mean,
I mean,
remote
okay,
controlled camera eyes, like
if they don't add that, I know there's gonna be at least one person complaining that Psylocke doesn't have bionic eyes.
she's a trained pilot, bro.
Yeah, her ult is her crashing a
Just
plane into the enemy Hulk.
no, but
I don't know.
100%. I think Psychic Blade and Shadow Travel. That is like,
Yeah,
without a
yeah.
doubt, those two
Those two,
have to be in it.
yeah, those honestly, even maybe the force field. I feel like that's also like a really well known power she has.
I mean, she's probably gonna have some type of just a sword slash as a main ability. Maybe like some kind of a basic style of like
Yeah,
a
I'm thinking
dash.
she's gonna be like kind of magic style, where maybe
Yeah,
she might have like some projectiles she can shoot out, but she's majority just like up close melee.
she has psychic blasts. I mean, I feel like that would be kind of like maybe she just
Yeah,
throws out easy like her powers from what the from I mean a lot of her stuff is psychic, but they do kind of give me vibes a lot of the time of like Gambit. Gambit typically always has that kinetic. He can turn anything into a kinetic like blast. Like he
yeah.
can he can amp up the energy and things. She's always kind of resembled that to me as well. Even though
Hmm.
it's not, but I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting because she also has apparently like she has increased speed, so maybe she has like something that where she's able to run as a passive, like when not maybe when she's not in enemy
Yeah,
line of
when you're not
sight,
in combat, you can
and
go like slightly stealth or
like
like be less
maybe it's like
visible.
enemies line of sight gives you super speed or something, or if you're behind the enemies, like you get like super. I don't know, like she just starts running faster.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna do like a big mix of everything we're saying right now. Like
She
I feel like
she
they're gonna
she does
do
have
a mix.
teleportation.
She does.
She has a way of like opening portals and then teleporting to some degree. So like
Yeah, I mean the
maybe
other thing too is I think in this she has a sword, right? When they showed her.
Right.
She also sometimes just also has like a blade made of just the energy. I feel like they might just mix that in.
Right. I think maybe powering up the blade, and that's probably
Yeah.
psychic blade, and maybe that's maybe. I mean, honestly, she has an ability that stuns or kills people. Like,
I think
there's
she might.
there's no way they don't add a stun to this character. Everyone has a stun,
I
right?
don't know. I feel like they could give a stun, but at
If
the
you
same time, I feel like they could equally give like an ability that like is more supportive.
if you don't have a stun in 2024, like
Okay,
you might be
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. That's the only reason Scarlet's holding on right now besides Blade.
I'm
We
just
we got
having
to give another character
I'm
a stun,
having
please.
like withdraws. I hate deadlock sometimes just because everyone has a damn stun, and I'm just like stunned for an hour. It's just a thing. It's
Wait,
just like
are you
it's
telling me you
it
don't love 6 people buying a specific item to cancel you out? You don't love that?
just stuns for days. Man. Every game
You
nowadays
don't you
is
don't love
fucking
getting hit with
stun.
knockdown out of your ult immediately?
No, no. I mean, dude, like even you think about it though, it's like okay, like who has a stun? Okay, Scarlet has a stun. Bucky has a grab. That's kind of like a stun, right? Like you get pulled in.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, there's stuns, but I think the more important thing are moves that can just like
enable,
cancel other
disable.
moves out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I wonder what her ultimate will be.
her ult. I'm
Maybe like
honestly her ult might
big
just be
blast.
like either a big blast
Everyone's got a big
or
blast.
there's a lot of big blasts. I feel
There's
like
a
she might have
lot.
like
There's
a
a
okay.
lot.
I don't. I
Jeff
feel
is a
like
big blast.
I mean okay. No, no, don't even get me started.
Jeff
I feel
is
like
literally just one big like circular
honestly, I
grab
hope
and
they give her just like a powered up mode. It's kind of boring, but I feel like that'd be fun.
similar to
Either
like
that or ooh,
isn't
oh
that
my
what magic
gosh.
is?
No, 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 no. You know what they could do? Instead of like, you know how Magic just has like the ult where she gets powered up?
Yeah,
What if
limbo.
they just gave her like one really big slash?
Oh wow, that's yeah. Like she just slashes like
Yeah,
across
like
the
one
screen.
one huge slash, but you actually gotta like you gotta be good with it. That could be cool.
Or like a berserker mode. I mean, she kind of has that, right? Like
See, that's what I was saying. I like
but it would
I
feel a
feel like
little bit
her
too
ult would
rough.
just have to be like an amped up version of whatever one of her moves are.
Actually, I have an idea for her ult. What if she just goes on like a rampage, but everyone that she hits gets stunned? Like she's dashing through people and they just get stunned.
No, that's toxic.
That's hard
That's
to
such
do.
that's hard to okay, you say that's hard to do, but you put that in the hands of one Genji player and the game is shut down. You do
Game.
not want to give that power to
I'm
people.
getting into a game that's nothing but Genjis.
I'm
The
telling you.
second the second they put a reflect in this game, I'm done.
A cap shield, cap shield.
No, that's not the same.
Okay, it's different, but
You
it's
can't aim
close.
it. First of all, you can't aim it. It's random on where they shoot on the shield. So if they shoot to the left of the shield, it's gonna ricochet left or wherever your opposing
Yeah,
shot
that's true.
is.
Oh,
You
actually, I
have to
did
shoot.
notice that. You have to be standing still also
You
if you want
no.
to send it directly back to them.
Well,
Like the
it's
same angle.
yeah. They have to be shooting the center of the shield for it to go back at them,
Yeah.
which sucks because it
That
sucks.
is tricky. Okay, but to be fair, there isn't like a true deflect ability yet, but I feel like it'll it'll appear. At
I
some point it'll show up.
I do hope that they give that to Cap. I hope they just don't make it random and they actually make it so that wherever you're aiming, similar to Genji, right? Genji, you have
Yeah,
to aim.
to be fair, that would be an insane buff to him right now.
Yes.
That would okay, don't grin and smile once I say it's a
Yes.
buff.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Bring it.
Okay,
Woo!
just for you, buddy. I hope they buff
I mean, dude, come on. Like, it's Captain America. You can't. You
it.
gotta do the justice right.
And I want Scarlet to be invulnerable during her ult charge up.
They need to give her. Um, it's like such a big risk for like for what it is,
No,
right?
no, no. They need to not touch that move.
You don't you
Like
think so?
Scarlet,
Ooh,
no,
like
they can't touch like they can't touch Scarlet. They
I
can't.
love how people go, oh, it's so broken. I'm like, no, you just suck.
No, it's not
you
broken.
gotta,
It's like,
you gotta,
but
you
she's
gotta
one of
just
those characters though, where like she's such a like. It's like how you don't want Moira to be the best character in the game.
I find
Like
it so funny that
you don't want a gimmick character to be too strong.
you guys literally have said I just don't ever ult at all throughout the whole game. It's just not worth it.
Well, there's some. Well, it's because her ult is like either you. I've had games where you know you're not gonna get a single kill with your ult this game
Right.
probably because of the way the enemy team's playing, but you
I
just
feel
use it to like scare them off.
I feel like it's a good bait tactic. Like
It,
that's
it
what
is.
it's
It can
mainly
be.
for. Is you
You
just
just have to know how to do it right.
pop. You can cancel it, right?
No.
Yeah, you just do it in your own team side. Like just do it and just force people to walk back with it. That's I feel like it's really that's the only thing you can
Yeah,
do.
like on every King of the Hill map, it's insanely good for that.
That's fair. Maybe give it a little bit more mobility,
I'm telling you,
like a little
we
bit more
we
speed.
I'm telling you, we do not want Scarlet to be good outside of Mag Sword. That's
I
something we
mean, at
don't
least
want.
with like something like say for instance like Diva, right? That's
Or
equivalent to what
actually,
it
okay,
is.
here's how they could buffer without
Diva,
making her broken.
Diva, you can at least
Is
shoot that thing into the
movement.
air.
I agree. If you have not on her ult, but maybe somewhere else like her dash, give her some kind of like movement, extra speed or something, but it can't be by much. If you change her damage at all, she's instantly like
I don't think
the best.
the damage is fine where it's at.
Yeah, they can't change her. I think if they touch her ult, that'd be make me sad. They need to
Yeah,
keep it how it
I
is.
think just give it like a little bit more of like a notch on its speed. That's it. Like just like when you're like turning into like the big ball of chaos. Yeah,
I mean, they could do the kind of
just
thing where it's like
just
the longer it's charging up, the faster you can go. Like it starts out slow, maybe
yeah,
gets
like
faster as
just
you
give
go.
it like a little bit so you can at least move it around a corner a little bit more. Like how McCree, for instance, from Overwatch, like
Yeah, yeah.
um
As you start it, it gets faster
you
as it goes
can't
on.
really walk around the corner, but they make it more mobile, like a little bit more of a mobility
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
where just
They,
a little
they
bit.
they wind it up a little bit. They wind it up.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the. I feel like that's what's like risky about buffing her though. Is like that's the downside of her ultimate because that would take away from having to know the timings.
right.
So like instead of having to like start it behind a wall, knowing you have like 4 seconds to turn around and like try to get somebody, you could stay behind the wall for even longer and only take like a second to go out.
Do you think the range? Do you think they should increase the range, the radius?
Mm, no, it. I think the fact that it can instant kill anything is like too. That's too much. If they like increase the range, it'd make it too good as well. I
Sure.
genuinely think it's like perfect where it is because I've had
Okay.
people ask me like, why am I not killing 6 people with it every time?
So
And I'm like, sad truth. You never will.
other than the Psylocke, have we covered everything on Psylocke? I think that's for
Yeah,
the most
yeah.
part.
We got the Psylocke biz done. We
I
got
think
that
that's
done.
good.
We said what there is to be
So
said about that.
just to recap, I think we're gonna wrap this up then. Yeah. Do we have anything
Yeah.
else?
No, I think this is good.
Just to recap then. So I believe it is October 18th. That is the closed China exclusive play test for Marvel Rivals. It will not have any additional, exclusive items to obtain other than the fact that it is repeating Scarlet Witch's
Yeah,
exclusive
yeah.
item
Nobody's
and
gonna be
Venom.
missing. So like, if you live in like anywhere but China, this is like pretend like this is not for you. Like you probably aren't gonna be missing out on anything besides just playtime, which
Right.
does suck. But you're not missing out on skins. You're not missing out on anything like that.
We don't necessarily know if you can still get a key for this. And if you do,
That is true.
you'd
We
be
don't
on
know if they
the
could. They
the
could just randomly open it up,
the
but
ping could be absurd. Um,
honestly, I don't care. You send me in there with a
I
1,000 ping, I'm playing
I
every
feel
day.
like it's not even that bad.
What ping? No, no,
This
nah.
game's like tick rate is great. It doesn't feel bad.
Oh, it's. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to almost any other game, it's kind of
Butter.
amazing how good it feels for being in like up to even 300 ping.
I think the best comparison is Valorant, right? Valorant has like that's what it's called, right? Tick rate. Um,
Yeah,
when the game recognizes what you're doing and like what the server needs, stuff like that. Like I don't know how to explain it very well, but basically it's like tick rate is like I think it's like what 120 or something for whatever it is on Valorant. Valorant's like wherever you shoot is what is hit. That's how Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals really feels. Like there are times that it feels a little bit delayed, and you just have to lead your shot like microscopically, and it's not that
Yeah,
bad,
I think the difference is like there's a big difference from like a delay, like a half a second delay, like that's annoying,
right?
but never in Rivals did I like rubber band. That's what feels really bad.
Yeah,
Like if you have like if you're rubber banding and like teleporting, that is like it stops you from playing the game. But
I
if there's a
do
delay, you can adjust.
I do think that with situations though, like in this game, like I think because the time to kill is very it's a lot heavier than what other games are. That's why
Mhm.
it doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel like because there's so much going on. It just doesn't feel like there's a strong lag. The only times I've ever really truly felt that it was a little heavy was when I played Groot, and it was just like his arms are like it's a projectile. You have to, aim ahead of time. But
Mhm.
you can usually feel it out where it's not that bad.
Yeah, I
So
mean, other part of it is like because I mean, I played with we had a stack going at one point that was
you're Scarlet. It doesn't
me,
even make a
me,
difference.
me, somebody in Australia, and then somebody in Japan, and somehow our game was running perfectly fine. So
Yeah,
it's like
it's not that bad.
most people won't really have that much of an issue.
So yeah, basically, unless we don't know anything about the if you have access. I don't even know if I'll have access. We none of us do. But for the most part, it's for China. That's awesome. They're really getting the game rolling and allowing other people to play it. I think that's great. I want to see more promotions from them. I think what they're
Okay, yeah, that is
what
actually one thing I want to mention. I want to just see them. I don't care every day. Just start talking about it.
I do
Like I
think
feel like they just need to push it out always.
I think when it gets closer to, I think they're going to. I have to
Oh,
say, yeah,
they
without a
will, but
doubt.
I think even if they started sooner, though, it's like couldn't hurt anything.
I think 1 month prior. But you know what I do like is I like how they're announcing characters like Smash Bros. It's just
That is
like
cool.
it is
Okay, and
so freaking
I
awesome.
really like that they're not just like a boring, like oh here's Psylocke, just like a like random gameplay. They make people do like a puzzle, which is
Right.
cool.
Yeah, they're very interactive about it. But I do like that. But other than that, no exclusive items. They're going to get to play Psylocke ahead of time. That I think pretty cool from what it looks like. We actually don't know if they'll have access to Psylocke, right?
that
Do
might
they?
have been that might have been a chaos headcanon. I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know.
cannot confirm or
I
deny if
think they
that's
have
true.
access to it. I don't know. We don't know.
They might. I have
They
no
might,
idea.
but for the most part, I do think it's very cool. Um, um, the character is on the rise, and we'll probably get to see it from here on out. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else that we need to cover.
Yeah, I guess just expect like a Psylocke maybe gameplay soon. Because they announced the character, so I'm assuming maybe like a day or two, or even tomorrow. Just
there is
maybe expect a gameplay.
there's one thing before we go that I'm going to just quickly talk about. Our next episode is going to be really, really, really awesome. We have a planned episode with two guests. We were supposed to do it this time, but we had some rescheduling.
Mm.
But next episode is going to be pretty fire. I believe it's going to be our episode 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our episode 6 is going to be really awesome. So stay tuned. We have a really, really, really fun category that we'll be discussing with two other people, and we're going to be having. I'll say who we're having. We're having actually two Marvel Snap content creators on, and we'll be talking about that, and that's going to be really fun. So
It's gonna be really, really fun.
it's going to be a very, very, very engaging episode.
Lot of ideas and thoughts being put into it. A
We
lot of work.
have probably I'll just say like 40 to 80 things just gonna be talked about like left, right,
You can bump that up to 90.
at the bare minimum. We're gonna have a lot to talk about and a lot of fun ideas, things that we want to talk about for
It's
future
gonna be
games.
amazing.
So, all right, guys. With that being said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Chris's channel,
Yep.
and
Show the love. Show the love.
share the love, baby. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Have a
Uh huh.
great week, and yeah, peace, y'all.